Welcome back to our channel. Today is a truly beautiful day to dive deep into the absolute madness of Port Charles. Grab your favorite snack, get comfortable, and let's unpack every single jaw-dropping moment together because we have so much to talk about. Oh my god. I'm screaming. I literally cannot even process what just happened on my screen right now. Okay, but listen. You need to drop whatever you are doing this exact second because Tuesday's episode of General Hospital is actually the most unhinged thing I have ever witnessed in my entire life. I was eating dinner and literally choked on my pasta. My jaw dropped, and it is still on the floor. I had to pause and text my friend immediately because the level of drama is so out of control. I can't breathe. I am shaking typing this because these people are making the most insane choices, and I am personally offended by all of them. Seriously. I am so emotionally invested. I feel like these are my real life friends making terrible choices. So remember how Nina was at the boathouse? I forgot to mention earlier, but Drew was totally goading her because he rapidly got his speech back, which is insane by the way. The man was literally paralyzed like 2 seconds ago, and he was just taunting her. And Nina, being absolute peak unhinged Nina, just snaps. She literally shoves his entire wheelchair into the water. A paralyzed man. I was yelling at my screen like, why would she do that? The splash was massive, and then it was just bubbles. Drew Kane, sinking into the Quartermain Lake. At this point, I'm dead. I'm literally deceased. But wait, because Nina instantly realizes what she just did. She goes from absolute rage to complete panic mode in 0.5 seconds. She is screaming her head off, yelling Drew's name, looking at the water like she expects him to just magically float back up. The instant regret on her face was actually Oscar-worthy. She is pacing the dock, hyperventilating, realizing she just committed straight-up attempted murder in broad daylight. She needs to get it together, I swear, but she is just completely losing her mind, screaming for help. Meanwhile, Brooklyn is just casually chilling on the property. Wait, did I already say that? Whatever. Anyway, Brooklyn is hanging out, and she randomly suggests to Gio that he should go grab another swim. Like, just a casual summer swim. No big deal. Gio heads down to the lake, and what does he find? Nina Reeves having a full-blown psychological meltdown on the dock. Gio sees the water, realizes Drew is at the bottom of the lake, and he just dives in. No hesitation. He literally dives in like an absolute hero. I almost forgot, Gio is a summer lifeguard. So he is literally built for this exact moment. He pulls Drew out of the water, dragging this heavy-soaked man onto the dock. Drew was coughing up water, gasping for air, and he is alive. Gio literally pulled off the most dramatic rescue of the entire summer. But you guys, the look in Drew's eyes when he stops coughing and looks up, pure, unadulterated venom. He is so angry. Mark my words, this is going to end badly. Drew is going to destroy everyone who did this. Okay, where was I? Right, so across town, Willow is having her own absolute nightmare. She is in her house, completely backed into a corner because Harrison Chase just showed up at her door. Chase is there in full-on official cop mode to take Willow to the PCPD for questioning in the Jen Sidwell case. Willow is terrified because she knows if she goes down to that station, all her dirty little secrets about the paralytic drugs and Sidwell are going to come spilling out. She needs to stall. She needs to wait for the escape plan that Jack Brennan promised her, so she is desperate to avoid this trip to the police station. And what does Willow do? She turns on the waterworks. The audacity. I am literally yelling at my screen at this point because she starts crying and begging Chase for it. She looks at him with those big teary eyes and asks him to tell the department that he couldn't find her. She wants a police detective to lie for her, to cover for her. Not okay. I'm done. I mean, I know they have history and they used to be a thing, but asking him to compromise his entire career just because she is a criminal now? I can't even deal right now. Chase looks so conflicted. You can see the wheels turning in his head because he still has this ridiculous hero complex when it comes to Willow. He has been blindly defending her for months, completely alienating his wife Brooklyn, and don't even get me started on that, because Brooklyn is secretly framing Willow for a hit and run, which is a whole other level of crazy. But Chase is standing there, looking at a crying Willow, trying to decide if he should be a good cop or a good friend. But wait, before Chase can even make a decision, Willow gets a phone call. It's about Drew. She answers the phone, and you just see all the color drain from her face. She finds out about the lake incident and the fact that Drew is alive, breathing, and very much awake. Willow realizes she has way bigger problems than the Sidwell question. Her husband, who she has been chemically paralyzing for weeks, is now fully mobile and probably plotting her absolute demise. She is blindsided and terrified, and honestly, karma is finally coming for Congresswoman Kane. While Willow's having a panic attack, Nina is sending out a massive SOS to Jack Brennan. She needs him to fix this. And honestly, Brennan might actually be able to pull it off now because of Valentine Cassadine. Oh wait, I forgot to mention the black box. So Valentine has the missing black box that has all the dirt on Drew. Valentine is sitting there making a deal, pushing for his frozen WSB assets to be released, and making all these crazy demands. Valentine is so smug about it, negotiating like he holds all the cards, which he literally does. Once Brennan gets that black box back from Valentine, he will finally have the ultimate leverage. That box has the proof of Drew's misappropriated federal funds. Brennan can use that dirt to blackmail Drew into keeping his mouth shut. Not just about Willow drugging him, but also about Nina shoving him into the lake. It is the only way to save both of these women from going to prison for the rest of their lives. The stakes are so high, I am literally sweating. Okay, but we have to shift gears, because I am still recovering from the hospital scene. The Britt and Jason. Oh my god. I knew the reunion was going to be tense, because Jason has been totally ghosting her since he got back from the WSB black site in Jakarta. He returned a completely changed man, deeply traumatized, and decided to just drop out of the mob and focus entirely on being a father to Danny. Which, good for him, Danny has no mother since Sam died, But Jason literally didn't even tell Britt he was alive and back in town. So they finally come face to face. Britt has been through absolute hell. She was gaslit into thinking she was dying of Huntington's, blackmailed, arrested in Tortola, thrown in WSB lockup, and she finally gets her freedom and her job back at GH, only to find out the man she loves is ignoring her. She confronts him, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a scalpel. Jason is just standing there with his stoic, traumatized face, probably trying to push her away to protect her or whatever noble nonsense he thinks he's doing. And then it happens. Britt lashes out. She raises her hand and slaps Jason right across the face. My jaw dropped. The sound of that slap literally echoed in my living room. I am screaming. She is so hurt and so angry, and honestly, she has every right to be. Why would he do that to her? Just leaving her in the dark after everything they went through? She is pouring her heart out, furious that he just discarded her, and Jason just takes the hit. He doesn't even flinch. It is so heartbreaking and so dramatic, I actually had tears in my eyes. I'm calling it now. This relationship is going to take months to repair, if they even can. Okay, circling back because my brain is all over the place. Let's talk about Molly and Dante. Molly is at the PCPD talking to Dante, and she is getting so hyped up. She tells him that it's hard not to get excited about the possibility of what's coming. She is totally talking about the Jen Sidwell trial. Molly has been handed this massive case by ADA Justine Turner, and she is ready to nail Sidwell to the wall in court. It will be a major, career-defining victory. Dante is just listening, probably hoping they can finally put this criminal away for good so Port Charles can have 5 minutes of... And finally, we have to talk about Ava and Ethan, because that dynamic is getting so spicy. Ava's not playing games anymore. She corners Ethan and pushes him for some actual honesty. She knows he is hiding something massive about baby Phoebe's paternity. Ethan has been running this whole scam, breaking into police evidence, faking DNA tests, and claiming he had a one-night stand with Delilah Wilson. But Ava sees right through him. Ava is looking at him with that signature smirk, trying to figure out what he is really after. She knows he isn't just doing this out of the goodness of his heart. There is a dangerous threat from his past closing in, and Ava wants to know exactly what kind of mess she is covering up for him. The flirtatious blackmail energy between them is honestly iconic. I love them on screen together. Honestly, this entire episode was just non-stop adrenaline. Between Gio diving into the lake, Willow begging a cop to lie, Valentine wheeling and dealing, and Britt slapping the soul out of Jason, I am exhausted in the best way possible. I literally cannot wait for tomorrow's episode because the fallout is going to be biblical.